Right. So Dongsek's 8 Departments of Heaven Dragon sounds like a martial arts manual, but it's actually their strategy for cybersecurity pop science. New, exactly. They're basically trying to build a lasting IP in the cybersecurity space, just like Jin Yong did with his novels. Ambitious. Okay, kicking off with the inspiration, Jin Yong's Tianlong Babu. Smart move. It's not just about cool stories, it's about building a world with deep characters and complex ideas. That's the kind of IP that sticks around. New, totally. And the analogy to Coca-Cola, value appreciating over time. It's about creating something that doesn't just fade away. They're aiming for longevity. It's a solid foundation for any long-term project, especially in a field as dynamic as ours. Nan, exactly. It sets the stage for why they need a structured, multifaceted approach, which we'll see in the pillars. It's not just about slapping some info online, it's about crafting an enduring narrative. Pillar 1. Dongbai Dialogue. The classic teacher, student setup. Dong as the wise mentor, Xiaobai as the curious apprentice. It immediately makes the content feel less like a lecture and more like a conversation. New, it's effective. It lowers the barrier to entry. You're not just reading dense text, you're eavesdropping on a discussion. Xiaobai's role as the curious student is key. It lets readers project themselves in, making it easier to absorb the knowledge. Nan, and the justification is clever. Drawing from ancient Chinese classics like the Analects and even Buddhist sutras, it gives it a cultural weight and legitimacy. It's not just a modern gimmick, it's rooted in a tradition of pedagogical dialogue. New, it leverages the power of relatable characters and narrative flow, which is crucial for engaging non-experts. It's a smart choice for a popularization brand.
Pillar 2. Teacher, student co-authorship. This is where it gets really interesting. They're not just using students as examples, they're actively involving them in the creation process. Talk about hands-on learning. It's a great way to bridge the gap between academic research and public outreach. The text mentions students initially seeing it as meaningless, which is realistic. But the persistence, the weekly output, that requires serious commitment. Nan, totally. It's about fostering that sense of ownership and responsibility. When students are co-authors, they learn about fact-checking, research rigor, and the importance of clear communication. Plus, it keeps the content fresh and grounded in current perspectives. New, and the teacher-student dynamic, referencing Confucius and Wang Yangming again, reinforces the educational philosophy. It's not just about writing articles, it's about building a community of learners and communicators.
Pillar 3. Teaching and nurturing talent. This is the payoff from the co-authorship. All that material becomes valuable teaching content. It's a virtuous cycle. Popularization informs teaching, and teaching enhances popularization. New, absolutely. They're taking the raw material from their popularization efforts and refining it into structured lessons. Mimicking specific programs like the Jinxi and Guangxing plans and courses at places like Beijing No. 4 High School and USTC shows real-world impact. Nan, it addresses the core issue highlighted earlier, the urgent need for cybersecurity awareness. By integrating these efforts, they're trying to consolidate the scattered resources and create a more cohesive educational ecosystem. New, and the mention of CNCC forums sharing methods is crucial. It's about building capacity within the broader community, not just relying on their own team. It's a model for sustainable development in the field. Pillar 4. Keeping pace with the times. This is non-negotiable in our field. Cybersecurity is a moving target. Their strategy is to anchor everything in real-time events. New, exactly. It's about relevance. Analyzing the latest breaches, ransomware attacks, whatever's hitting the news, allows them to explain the underlying principles and patterns. It connects abstract concepts to concrete, immediate concerns. Nan, it makes the learning process dynamic. Instead of dusty textbooks, you get timely analysis. It helps people understand why cybersecurity matters now, not just theoretically. New, and it forces them to constantly update their knowledge base and analytical skills. It's a commitment to staying current and providing actionable insights based on the latest developments, essential for credibility. Pillar 5. Deep dive. This is about quality, not just quantity. They're not just scratching the surface, they're digging into the nitty-gritty of both specific events and broader strategies. New. The dual focus is interesting. Micro-level event analysis combined with macro-level strategic thinking. It provides depth. The quote about brainstorming, 因爱一个字，念对数精虚, that's intense. It shows the dedication to getting the details right. Nan and the phased rollout, testing on WeChat first, then expanding to platforms like Douyin, that's smart. It allows for targeted delivery and refinement before wider release. It's not just about publishing, it's about optimizing impact. New, it ensures the content is well vetted and tailored to different audiences. It prevents flooding the market with superficial content, quality over volume. Pillar 6, presenting the full picture. This is ambitious. They're not just talking about hacking and defending, they're aiming to cover the entire ecosystem, governance, standards, industry practices, etc. New, it's a holistic view, recognizing that cybersecurity isn't just a technical problem but involves policy, economics, and societal factors. Tailoring content for different groups, students, businesses, researchers, shows a sophisticated understanding of diverse needs. Nan, the goal of a comprehensive encyclopedia is huge, and adapting the medium, short videos, courses, comics, audio, that's crucial for reaching different demographics effectively. It's about meeting people where they are. New, the collaboration with Liu Cixin and filmmakers suggests they're even exploring sci-fi and film integration. That's pushing the boundaries of traditional popularization. Very forward-thinking. Pillar 7, staying aligned with industry. This is critical. Pop science shouldn't exist in a vacuum. It needs to reflect real-world challenges and solutions. New, exactly. Focusing on things like digital resilience for state-owned enterprises and linking research to actual industry scenarios bridges the gap between theory and practice. It makes the content immediately relevant to professionals and businesses. That's cutting edge. It shows a deep engagement with the operational realities of cybersecurity. This pillar grounds their work firmly in the real world. Pillar 8, interactive feedback. This is the user-centric part. It's not just about broadcasting information, it's about listening and responding. The 6 goods principle is quite neat. New, good to read, good to remember, good to laugh at, good to spread, good to play with, good to spark curiosity. It covers the whole user experience journey, from initial accessibility to long-term engagement. Nan, it's a great framework for evaluating content, and actively discussing reader comments to adjust future articles shows a genuine commitment to improvement and user satisfaction. New, it acknowledges the challenge of pleasing everyone, but the effort to meet diverse needs is commendable. It turns the audience into active participants in the popularization process. So, wrapping up, these 8 pillars form a pretty robust framework. It's a blend of strategy, pedagogy, and practical application. New, definitely. It's a comprehensive approach that addresses many of the challenges in cybersecurity popularization. The emphasis on dialogue, co-creation, and real-world relevance is particularly noteworthy. Nan, 6 years of consistent effort, adapting and evolving. That takes serious dedication. It's clear they're serious about making this stuff accessible and impactful. New, agreed. It's a model worth watching.